Yeah.
Limits. Now, seeing your favourite comedy acts can come with a hefty price tag, but luckily for stand-up fans, there is a way that you can see some of your favourite comedians for just a fraction of the cost.
Yeah, of course. There's a whole now host of tribute acts impersonating the UK's biggest comedy stars. Today, we're joined by two of the very best. Lee Lard, who's been performing as Peter Kay for almost 30 years with a smile on his face. There you go. And Stuart Nicol, who's been Billy Connolly impersonating since 1999. Just fantastic. Welcome to both of you.
Thanks for having me.
Lovely to meet you both. Lee, how did it all start?
I was in a comedy duo and we used to do characters from Phoenix Nights.
Right.
And then people would say, oh, you look like Peter Kay, but I were a lot bigger then. I've lost a lot of weight since then. And now I've got a fat suit.
Yes.
Do you want to feel it?
Oh, is that actually... Well, yes, that's not him. That's not him, I can confirm.
It's not Model's Own.
No. So this is what you get if you get a Peter Kay tribute off Wish.
So, I mean, in terms of... So it's one thing looking, or people saying you look like Peter Kay, but then actually taking on Peter's style, Peter's comedy and all that
I
sort
wouldn't
of
say I were a look-alike. It's a tribute show, so I do characters, I do Peter Kay-style comedy. I don't do his jokes, I do my own jokes, but in his style.
Right. And have you ever met him?
Yes, I was on the Amarillo video.
How was that? What was the day like?
It was brilliant, yeah, because I was the only one who nobody knew. I had to Google myself at one point. But, so there were big stars there. So I was walking downstairs and Brian May were coming up and stuff like that. So it was daunting for a little lad from Donny.
But it looked like super good fun.
Yeah, it was really good fun, and Peter was lovely.
He's a smasher.
What did Peter make of you and what you're doing and how you're doing it, though?
He asked me how much I went out for.
Did he?
Yeah.
So you wanted to know your rates?
Yes. And I told him, and he said, well, I might start doing it. So yeah.
Absolutely. Stuart, how long have you been doing Billy Connolly for?
I've been doing Billy since 1999. And I started out as a straight look-alike.
Right.
And I just fell into the comedy stuff, you know, because he's a legend, isn't he?
Yeah,
you know?
sure.
It's one thing to be a lookalike, but it's another thing to do stand-up, of course.
Of course.
You know, so how did you sort of make that step from just turning up and impersonating Billy and being his characteristics to actually doing the stand-up part?
Well, I was a drummer for a long time. And the story in the music business is that drummers have the best jokes. So I knew loads of stuff, you know, and I've nicked half of his stuff as well. You know? And,
Never said that.
I did. What was that, garlic bread? Anyway, yeah, it just matured into that, and I got the banjo and all that stuff, and I do some of his old stuff, like If It Wasn't For Your Wellies.
Yes.
And if it, like, DIVORCE goes well as well.
Yeah, I bet.
And does he know of your act? Does he know? Because they always say that, you know, that's kind of the greatest form of flattery.
Well, the first time I met him was outside Hammersmith Apollo.
Oh, really?
And he took one look at me and he said, God, I bet you get some stick looking like that. And after that,
great picture as well, by the way.
Yeah, that was it. That was the night. It was 2009. And there was a funny story because he had a guitar strap that was made by a guy in Berlin prison. And it was just a wide leather guitar strap with a big in on it, and it had been stolen. And that night, this guy had found it and gave it back to Billy that night. He couldn't believe it. He says, I hadn't seen that for 20 years.
Wow. So he's got something special back. And, of course, what we know is that Billy Connolly's no longer performing.
No.
So you are now still out there. How does it feel to sort of be maintaining that legacy from a performance perspective and Billy's, you know, his for the crowds that absolutely love him?
I think it's a privilege.
Yeah.
And it puts more pressure on because, like, most of my act is my material.
Right.
But there's certain times I'll get requests to do the incontinence pants. Remember that one? Was the see-through +4s.
Yeah.
Just the job at St Andrews, you know. And I get stuff like that, which is easy.
Yeah.
Because it's just a case of learning it, you know.
Yeah.
Well, he was also quite famous for getting his kit off as well.
He certainly was.
Like, it was a whole thing. So have you kind of gone down that route
Have you
too?
done the full
Have you been brave?
I'm not going to do it now.
Please
But
don't.
when it comes into it, I did a thing years ago. It was for MTV because Billy, for comic relief, danced completely naked around Piccadilly. And I thought, well, if he does it and I'm going to copy him, I'll have to do something like that. So it was a thing on MTV, and I was playing the father of a bride at a wedding, and the two bridesmaids, they were on Babe's Station.
Wow.
I don't know if you heard the Babe's
Ben's
Station.
heard of that.
What's Babe Station?
We'll tell you afterwards.
Do I need to eat another bacon butty?
Another
in the
bacon
meantime?
butty might be sort of about Babe Station level.
Babe's Station. I've never seen it. I believe it's on station 236 or something like that. Anyway, one of the girls, we're in the green room, and at that time, Billy had the purple beard.
Right.
And I was all done up. And she says, so what do you do? I says, I'm a Billy Connolly look-alike. And she says, who's Billy Connolly? And the producer says, who's Billy Connolly? Well, that's 40 years. Top stand-up in the country,
Yeah.
you know. And he's done Hollywood, he's been in movies, he's been on Parkinson about 20 times. And she goes, oh, really? What does he look like? I couldn't believe it. She was even blonde, that was a bit... Sorry, no offence.
I'm not a real blonde, non-taken.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I'm not going to
She looks
take that
posher
in.
than she is. That's what we've established. Lee, I wonder. There's so much love and joy that people have for their favourite comedians, Billy and Peter Kay, and all that sort of stuff. You know, but they want to see them. Why do you think they want to come and see you guys?
I think a lot of people that have been to see me have said, oh, we've just been to see Peter Kay. So, you know, it's a follow-on thing. I don't know. I don't know if they're inquisitive to see what you're actually like. But yeah, I mean, Peter Kay's a big star and he fills out arenas. I'm doing, you know, like sort of corporate stuff and...
Sure.
But yeah, but a lot of people have been to see him still. So it's not like they're not coming to see him and coming to see me. Or I'd be doing arenas.
Yeah, yeah, indeed.
And where do you see it all going from this point?
Well, I mean, I'm 20 years into it now, doing a Peter Kay
Wow.
tribute. So, and I've done this because I don't want to work for a living,
Yeah,
like used to.
yeah, very
exactly
similar.
like.
We know
We
exactly
told you
how
not
that
to
is.
tell anybody
And
that.
now we're friends. Can you fast track me onto Tipping Point?
Oh, straight in. Don't worry
Yeah.
about that. Yeah,
Can I
yeah.
come on it as well? Yeah.
For
We
sure.
should do
Can I
a.
ask you,
A
why is it,
lookalike.
Yeah.
why is it the runners-up never get to keep what they've earned?
Because where's the jeopardy if you give the money to the runner-up as well?
Yeah, but it's
so
only a couple
cold.
of
There's
hundred quid.
there's no jeopardy.
Cold.
By the way, it's not my money. So I'm very happy to
No.
give it away.
You're defending it like it is.
It's not my money. But no, but I get asked that an awful lot. Why
of
do the
course.
runners-up not get the money? I think
We can tell.
there's
You're slightly.
But there's got to be a reason to make it through to the final. I would
course.
love everybody to get the money. Don't get me wrong. But
I know,
ITV apparently
you
pull the
just
line.
love seeing people winning.
I do love. I really enjoy it. It's an
Aye.
absolute joy. But we could do a looky-likey version.
That
couldn't
would
we?
be brilliant.
And we get Tim in, who sadly couldn't come in. He does Ricky Gervais.
Yeah.
He does David Brent.
Sending
Sorry.
you lots of love this morning,
We feel
Yeah, unfortunately.
loads of love for you, Tim. I hope everything goes well.
Yeah, Tim, unfortunately, very last minute, Tim had to pull out because of family bereavement. So we're sending our best to Tim. But thank you both for coming in.
Thanks for having
No
me.
problem.
Lovely to meet
Lovely
you.
Can I
chat
just
to you.
say, Kat, you look twice as gorgeous in real life. So do you, Ben.
Twice as posh as she actually is. Is that
If
what
you'd
you're
seen me
saying?
before makeup, you might be thinking
did.
different.
That's why he's not
Scarred
said
for
anything.
life, yes,
That's why he's
scarred
not
for
said
life.
anything. Thank you both.
Thank you, guys. Still to come, she's